You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I've got your early weekly spoilers for August 25th through the 29th. We are going to talk about Rachel's wrath and Kristen being arrested. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt. If you're not following us, please reach down, click that subscribe button. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming this week, then dive into what's coming next week. So let's get into it. On Wednesday, August 20th, Kristen has to face the truth. Rachel shot EJ because of her namesake grandma, Rachel Blake, going missing. And if you remember, EJ told little Rachel he didn't even know where she was. And I don't know about that. He definitely knew that he had her sent away. But this is all back to the modeling that Kristen has done as a mom for her child, which is not good. EJ and Marlena talk about next steps. EJ remembered the night of the shooting, and I think Marlena already suspected that Rachel pulled the trigger. And EJ may feel somewhat responsible for why Rachel did what she did, but he's got to protect Johnny from going to prison. Steve talks to Gabi about his findings in the investigation she ordered, so can't wait to see what he has to say about Titan, about Xander, and about Philip. We know the mischief he found about Alex, but it's Xander and Philip that she needs the dirt on. Speaking of, Alex wants to hire Stephanie, and maybe it's to do Titan PR work, but will that be a conflict of interest since she is working for EJ DiMera at the hospital and he's a rival, but since they have both the companies, I don't know. Belle and Philip share a moment on Wednesday, and he tells her she deserves better. I'm assuming that means better than EJ. And I just wonder if Belle is going to take a second look at Philip. Even for a moment, he has his eye on another woman soon. Thursday, August 21st, Kristen is begging EJ for more time to deal with this terrible truth about Rachel. And at the same time, we're going to see Marlena distracting Rachel so they can talk. Plus, Leo Stark and the rest of the jury deliberate Johnny's fate. The question is, will they find him guilty or not guilty? Because if they were going to find him not guilty, then they probably could have handled the whole Rachel shooting mess in-house. But we know from a behind-the-scenes photo we shared with you guys months ago, Kristen is indeed headed to Statesville Prison. Also on Thursday, Tate has a heart-to-heart talk with his dad, Brady Black. Tate is really struggling because he has no closure. He never got to meet his little baby. And of course, Tate doesn't even know that he has met Tesoro. Sophia also, is struggling with this, but she knows that Tesoro is their baby. So every time she sees Tate near the kid, she starts to freak out. I don't know how long she can handle this. Meanwhile, Sarah circles back around to Sophia and encourages her to tell the truth. Now, the problem is those were fake adoption papers. It was a scam. Sophia abandoned her and Tate's babies. There's just a lot of things he is not going to handle well. I don't think that Sophia would necessarily face any criminal charges just because she is allowed to give up her baby the way she did. And the fake adoption papers are kind of down to Melinda and her influence on her. But still, it feels like a risk. So we'll see if Sophia finally does the right thing. I kind of feel like that she won't. And Tate is going to stay in the dark for a while longer. But we'll find out. And we still have to figure out the fate of baby Tesoro. On Friday, August 22nd, EJ's ready to blurt out the truth in court that little Rachel shot him, but EJ may hold his tongue for his sister Kristen and niece Rachel's sake, at least for a few minutes. Kristen is asking Marlena for help, likely with Rachel, while she takes the fall and goes to prison for the shooting. And hopefully Marlena can help Rachel through the trauma as Kristen is sent away. Brady interrogates Sarah, maybe about Tate and the baby, maybe about Rachel. Of course, Brady's going to be crushed to find out what Rachel has done, and I'm sure he is going to blame Kristen. That's who I blame. Let me know what you think in the comments. The trial is cut short. Four-person Leo is about to read the verdict that he and the other jury members came to, but then Kristen DiMera burst into the courtroom and makes a scene, and she's going to confess to save Rachel. Kristen is off to Statesville. We reported this outcome back in February from a leak. Just real quick, if you haven't listened here regularly, when I first published the leak that I was sent by what I now know is a very reliable leaker, Days of Our Lives PR office contacted me, really ticked off about it. Giving you guys that leak got me blacklisted with them. So kind of funny. If they had never said anything, I wouldn't have been so certain all this time that it was true. So I don't know what they were thinking, approaching a journalist like that, because it just let me know that I'd hit the nail on the head. The week of August 25th through the 29th, with the truth about Rachel out, at least to some extent among certain people. The question is, what's next? And it seems like Rachel's family and her friends are going to circle the wagons to protect the kid, but she also needs to get some help, quite clearly. So I'm interested to see if Kristen tries to get EJ and Marlena to take a vow of silence about this issue and protect her daughter while Kristen's gone away, paying the price. Tate may learn the truth about Tesoro soon, and we'll know more once we see how it goes when Sarah confronts Sophia. EJ is now going to have more time to focus on the hospital with the help of his minion, Rita. She's a lot of fun. Backlash is coming, though, in the form of the Dr. Tom Horton free clinic, and it feels like Salemites might have two choices for medical care. Marlena's Queen of the Night dreams could restart soon now that the nightmare of the trial is over and her brain is somewhat clear. Stefano and the ghost of him and the past might be back to haunt her. Philip is going to wake up in bed with Gabi soon, so this is part of the plan that she is cooked up with Tony. She kissed Xander, and I feel like that was definitely part of the plan. I still feel like that she kind of likes him as a person, but is stringing him along because bottom line, she wants the merger broken up so she can have Gabi Chic back. Plus, Tony has promised her the CEO seat at DiMera. That is a seat she has warmed before, and now that she has it in writing, Gabi is ready to make it happen. Now, I don't think that Gabi's out corporate prostituting herself or anything. Maybe she and Philip just have a few too many drinks, or maybe Gabi's stone cold sober and just lets Philip think that something happened. I mean, that sounds pretty chaotic. Sounds like a soap plot. More of Javi's past is revealed. We should be finding out more about his secret daughter soon, especially now that Leo is out of sequester, now that the trial is over and he's headed back home. And I wonder if Javi's going to come clean to him or if reporter Leo is going to be lurking around and overhear something. Plus, Julie is buying the bookstore in the square. I wonder if Stephanie is going to be stunned to see her sexy book in Horton Town Square for sale.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.